On peut dire que tout a commencé par un trou dans une feuille. Denise?
Oui, je te le vois.
Maintenant, enlève la feuille et remets la feuille. Un échec est une suite de solutions entrecoupées de problèmes. Un succès est une suite de problèmes entrecoupés de solutions.
오늘의 칵테일 궁금하네.
인도네시아말로 써있겠지?
선발이지. 정말. 아 근데 오뚜기마저 영어로 돼 있는 거 보니까 수출용 한정인 것 같기도 하다.
아, 그니까. 오!
달라?
오!
아, 근데 되게 좀 요새 느낌으로 바뀌긴 했다.
근데 약간 뭐 버거킹 재질인데?
약간 그러니까 익숙하지가 않아.
라면 가져갈래요?
네.
먹어. 잘 먹겠습니다. 차갑게 먹는 것 때문에.
그럴 수 있지. 더우니까.
Gamla stan.
그러니까? 색깔이 이렇게 다양해서. 받고 싶냐?
저거 못 쓰는 거 아니야 저거.
여러분도 cheers.
안주 아니야?
여러분도 cheers.
너 낮게 잡아야 되는구나. 그래 막 20초 나오는 거.
You don't gotta waste all of your time. Go get up and leave this all behind. Trust fall, you'll be fine. Melanie, you're working through it. Filipino, baby, you could do it. There's power in your every move. You growing up on mom and dad's advice. Looking back, it ain't so black and white. Trust they raised us right. Moving down to Southern California. In front of everything life has to offer. There's power in your every move. Mangoes and rice. Back when we were just kids. We go outside. Feel the rays on our skin. She goes alright. When it feels like the end, I close my eyes.
이거 먹겠어요. 그래.
Back then, I was always singing someone else's song.
The instant gratification monkey does not seem like a guy you want behind the wheel. He lives entirely in the present moment. He has no memory of the past, no knowledge of the future, and he only cares about two things: easy and fun.
가만 내버려두면 알아서 뒤져버려.
뭐야, 다 죽이려고 저러는 거였어?
좋은 사람.
헐. 와.
숨 안 쉬어서 어떻게?
Dancing like there's no way he could fall. The world he sees is empty after all. Free to follow my lead. Free to follow, but careful what you say. He's always watching every step I take, mocking me with all of my charades. Free to follow my lead. And I meet him every day in quiet rooms that dim the light away. Find that he's got quite a lot to say. Free to follow my lead. Free to follow, and something in those words. You shine a light on all I've ever heard. And soon enough he's gone and filled the world. Free to follow my lead.